Next, I'm going to be moving into the mobile segment of the investor meeting,
which I'm looking forward to.
And that's why I'm going to let you talk about this.
Well, let's both share this experience. This morning was extremely hectic and rushed, so I want to make sure that I get all these details right. We have, let's see. So Miitomo was Nintendo's first app that was just released last month. It's only been out a month now, and I received an announcement on my phone today that they reached 10 million users.
Yay, 10 million.
10 million.
Wait, was it 10 million users? Or I thought it was 10 million me photos were shared.
Oh, I thought it was 10 million.
I could have sworn that's what it was.
I could have gotten that wrong with 10 million something.
Yeah, so I saw
Either
it this
way,
morning.
It was a nice, solid, and round landmark. So that's very nice. Great
Even
job,
if it was
Nintendo.
10 million me photos, that's a lot of me photos.
That's a lot of me photos. Yeah. But that aside, we have 2 new apps that were just announced. And the next 2 are Animal Crossing, which I'm particularly excited about, and Fire Emblem.
Yes.
Which that's one I was not expecting to hear at all.
I was not expecting to see any of those, to be perfectly honest.
Animal Crossing, yes. That's something that I know I've discussed. I thought it was you in the past. It could have been somebody else. But I know that I've discussed an Animal Crossing app before. I always thought it wouldn't be a full-fledged game, though. But from the sound of it, it sounds like this will be something pretty expansive that will interact with another type of full-fledged Nintendo game.
And they haven't announced what that was.
No, they haven't. So that's where they left us hanging right now. I'm looking forward to this. I'm also a little nervous. Besides Miitomo, I don't care for games on my phone. I want a Nintendo console to play my games on. Says
the person who's constantly on Miitomo.
Yeah, but see, Miitomo I don't consider a game. I don't want to...
The game of life.
Not really.
The game of life.
Miitomo, and I have been spending less time on there as time goes on, because I check in daily, I do my stuff, and then I pretty much sign off, and I might check back once or twice very briefly. But I don't want to sit on my phone for hours and hours and hours at a time playing something. I want to spend that time, there's a free time that I do have, on my consoles.
Well, that's why I think DNA is the appropriate company to do this. Before we go into like the super fine details of these games, which there are none, spoiler alert anyway, before we go, I guess we should say into what we think is going to happen, our speculation. I'll point this out. DNA was on record saying that all the Nintendo projects they were working on were going to be free to play. So, before anybody wants to go in the comments and say, hey, Amiibo Jason, maybe they'll make a paid game, and then, you have nothing to complain about. That's not the case. So, the new Fire Emblem game and the new Animal Crossing game are going to be free to play.
Yes.
So, get ready to shovel out your real-life money for bells and Animal Crossing to pay off Tom Nook. And I've said this on Twitter this morning, Nintendo is slowly turning into Tom Nook with all these microtransactions. So, just wait till you see that.
He is the virtual representation of Nintendo. Who knew?
If you want to take a look at my amazing Photoshop skills, take a look here at my Photoshopped version of Tom Nook with his Nintendo apron on.
Oh, I was going to say you're going to Photoshop some.
I already did.
Oh, you did?
It's on my Twitter account.
Oh, gosh.
You haven't seen it. That's
I have not seen it yet. I'm sorry. I've been too busy with other things. Like this crazy news.
But
yes, something that I didn't even consider, and I think that you pointed this out in one of our articles today, that leaves only 2 apps, because they announced, I think DNA announced 5 apps in total. So we have Miitomo, Animal Crossing, and Fire Emblem, and that leaves 2 more apps. What are your thoughts on the remaining 2?
My thoughts on the remaining 2, I honestly have no clue.
Any type of Mario. Do you think that would...
Maybe. I mean, maybe like an endless Mario runner. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be Pokemon related, because I think that the Pokemon company has a separate contract with another mobile provider.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. Nintendo has thrown some curveballs at me at this point. So I wouldn't mind seeing something integrated with the NX when that's released.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? But I thought they said the 5 games were coming out by the end of this year. Yeah. So I could be wrong. Honestly, I'm stumped. I really don't know. I did not expect a Fire Emblem mobile game.
No.
Especially when they came out and said, so in the press release today, they said that the Fire Emblem game is going to be a pretty robust RPG.
Yeah.
So this isn't going to be more of a supplemental thing. That scares me to a certain level, though.
Oh, that definitely scares me. I'm not into playing RPGs on my phone. And that relates to everything that I just said a few minutes ago.
Yeah. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the microtransactions in the RPG.
Yeah.
That bugs me. I've played many very, very good games the new Kingdom Hearts, for example.
Yeah.
I started to play it, and then I started to realize that if you really wanted to move anywhere quickly in this game, you needed to use microtransactions, and I aborted.
Yeah.
I was done. Abandoned shit. So that scares me. Animal Crossing scares me a little less.
Yes.
And
because you know what, with Animal Crossing, you shouldn't have to pay something to get ahead in the game.
Yeah.
That's more of when you pay for something, you pay for fun little things like new clothes or accessories or, like you said, bells or something.
or to pay off your house.
Right.
That's why I'm afraid with a game like Animal Crossing, you can make it pay to win.
Oh.
Very, very
Yeah.
quickly,
Yeah.
you could have like a mansion in Animal Crossing. But I guess really, what does that matter?
It doesn't. It doesn't matter. It's what the enjoyment the individual gets out of the game itself.
Yeah.
If you're willing to shell out that much money in a game, go right ahead. I don't like the idea of, I guess, the possibility of being so addictive.
Yeah.
And that goes for both Animal Crossing and for Fire Emblem.
So let's talk about the bombshell
Yes.
with these apps, specifically surrounding the Animal Crossing app. It was announced that this game is going to be in somewhat a supplement for another Animal Crossing title. They did not specify which one it was. And I could be making something out of nothing. It could just be New Leaf. And it could just be Amiibo Festival. God help me if it is.
I feel like it's more likely that it's a New Leaf.
If they do New Leaf, that would be interesting to have a mobile companion app for a
Yes.
mobile game. So I really don't think it's going to be New Leaf. I think we're going to see a dedicated Animal Crossing game for holiday 2016. Nintendo
Yeah.
needs a big title to push out
Completely.
before this year.
Completely.
Now the NX isn't going to be here, for God's sake. So that being said, I think that being said counters at 4
Yes.
right now.
Nice job.
That being said, 5. I am guessing we're going to see Animal Crossing Wii U this holiday season, and I think Nintendo's going to announce it during a direct, possibly at
Yeah.
E3. And I'm guessing it's not going to be on the show floor at E3 since
No.
they said it wasn't going to be. Tokyo Game Show, possibly.
Possibly.
And we're hopefully going to be there.
We
so
want to be there. We want to be there.
We're going to try.
And I've said it before, but I am not that thrilled about the idea of Animal Crossing back on the home console. I know that people loved like City Folk on the Wii. I liked it. I didn't play it as much.
Yeah.
I play Animal Crossing more on my 3DS. I enjoy it more on the 3DS. I like the official feel of it on a Nintendo system. I get that if you have it on the home console and it's tied to a mobile app, you still have the ability to, go
You do.
out and it's portable. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. That's very personal. I know that a lot of other people won't agree, but that's me, and I would still gladly try it out. I would play it, but we don't have...
You would play it.
I would.
You would be glued to the couch forever.
Sadly, that was not the case with City Folk.
City Folk sucked. I'm sorry, folks.
I liked City Folk. I've played all the Animal Crossing games very extensively. The most being the original and New Leaf.
Yeah.
I was ecstatic when Wild World came out for the DS because that was the first time that we were given the experience of taking Animal Crossing with you wherever you went. And I want to keep that feeling there. I just don't want it to be through a mobile device. I'm happy to give this a shot.
Yeah.
I'd love to see where it goes. Still, I'm going to miss it on my 3DS.
I don't necessarily blame you. I think we're to this point with Animal Crossing where you can have an ecosystem. You can have your 3DS game. I don't think if they do come out with Animal Crossing on the Wii U, I wouldn't be shocked if it has some sort of integration with both like mobile phone and possibly New Leaf.
Yes.
There's so many New Leaf players out there still.
Yes.
There's so many. But I'm excited for the prospect of seeing a high-definition Animal Crossing. I had the Animal Crossing Plaza installed on the Wii U.
Oh, gosh, me too.
And just seeing the character model so beautifully rendered, I wanted it from that moment, like pretty much instantly.
I kept that screen on. I'd walk away and I'd keep it on so I could hear the very soft music in the background wherever I was at home.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would just sit in front of the TV and have it on while I was just doing something casual in front of the TV. And that's how beautiful of an experience it was. So when you say it like that, yes, it's going to be a nice experience. Am I going to be as immersed as I might be or as addicted as I might be? I don't know. But I'm willing to check it out, though.
At least we have the gamepad with the Wii U. So if you want to lay in bed and play Animal Crossing, chances are you probably can. There'll be some sort of gamepad integration that way, too. So either way, I'm excited.
Yes.
I want to see those amazing Animal Crossing amiibo being used besides in a crappy board game.